Welcome to a New Horizon training video on bloodborne pathogens and OSHA. Have you ever pondered the microscopic world that thrives within a single drop of blood? How about the safety measures and regulations put in place to protect us from bloodborne pathogens? Today, we journey into the world of OSHA regulations and bloodborne pathogens, exploring the steps required to handle these invisible threats effectively and safely. In the world of healthcare, safety is paramount. This necessity gives birth to regulations that guide our actions when dealing with potentially hazardous materials, such as bloodborne pathogens. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, has laid down strict guidelines that govern how we handle these pathogens. The first step in this dance with safety is understanding what bloodborne pathogens are. They are infectious microorganisms present in human blood that can cause disease in humans. These pathogens include, but are not limited to, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and the human immunodeficiency virus, commonly known as HIV. The second step is recognizing the exposure control plan. This plan, mandated by OSHA, outlines the protective measures an employer must take to minimize employee exposure to bloodborne pathogens. The plan must be accessible to all employees and updated annually, or whenever necessary, to include new or modified tasks and procedures. Now we move to the third step, which is understanding the universal precautions. These precautions, introduced by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, consider all blood and certain body fluids as potentially infectious. They require the use of personal protective equipment, or PPE, such as gloves, gowns, and eye protection, to prevent direct contact with blood and other potentially infectious materials. The fourth step is the proper handling and disposal of sharps. Sharps, such as needles, scalpels, and broken glass, can cause injury and lead to exposure to bloodborne pathogens. OSHA regulations require sharps to be discarded immediately after use into an approved sharps container. The fifth step is post-exposure procedures. In the unfortunate event of exposure, it is essential to know what to do. OSHA regulations require immediate washing of the exposed area with soap and water, flushing mucous membranes with water, and reporting the incident to the appropriate authority. Finally, the sixth step is training. OSHA mandates that all employees who could be reasonably anticipated to face contact with blood and other potentially infectious materials as part of their job duties receive training on bloodborne pathogens and the precautions to take. This training must be provided at no cost to the employees and should be conducted during working hours. In summary, handling bloodborne pathogens according to OSHA regulations involves understanding what bloodborne pathogens are, recognizing the exposure control plan, understanding universal precautions, handling and disposing of sharps correctly, knowing the post-exposure procedures, and receiving appropriate training. By adhering to these steps, we can create a safer working environment for everyone. Remember, safety is not just a responsibility, it's a commitment to ourselves and those around us.